almost all the Southeast Asian countries responded to COVID-19 with a militaristic response, and which includes like some security measures, such as quarantines, surveillance, censorship, and increasing control in the border and the border closure, quarantine, and good practice of hygiene. This COVID-19 response, almost all the South Asian countries think that it's pretty normal to suspend the political and civil rights of their citizens. And many citizens also think it's for the good purpose of public health. But it's a very problematic response, especially when we see a spiking number of cases of violations of human rights, especially caused by the police. For example, in Philippines and in Cambodia. The Prime Minister, Hong Sen of Cambodia, and the President of Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, they are all granted special powers. And it's pretty questionable because they can advance their political interests with this extensive power. And they can also declare the state of emergency unlimitedly. And this is very concerning about the encroachment of the human rights, because the citizens will not be able to have a asymmetric check and balance power in response to their political leaders' extensive power. First of all, it's pretty important to follow the UN suggested framework. Like any kind of public health response should follow the following criteria: non-discrimination, necessity, legality, and proportionality. So as long as any government can keep checking on them, if their response conform to this criteria, so they can make sure that they are not using the excessive security power against the human rights. Some more advanced countries, they can work on the research and development, like the COVID-19 vaccine and the medicine. And then like some less developed countries, they can also get some medical or financial help from the more advanced countries. And then we can really do a better job in containing the spread of the virus. It's very dangerous at this moment. Some political leaders will advance their political interests and violate human rights and democracy. If Australian government can keep reminding these countries and also provide some necessary help to some countries of the region, and I think it can also play a very important role in stopping the spread of the virus, and also it can also keep human rights and democracy in check. Like in Timor-Leste, Australian government already gave a very important assistance, $10 million to Timorese government in order to tackle COVID-19. And then Australian government also helped train more than 1,000 medical care workers in Timor-Leste. And it is very important because in a country like Timor-Leste, very new, very small, under-resourced and understaffed in many of the health facilities. It really, really depends on the countries like in this region, which can support and give a helping hand in order to keep COVID-19 in check. So far, Timor-Leste already did a good job in containing COVID-19, but it doesn't really mean that it doesn't need the help from the powerful countries in this region anymore. since the first case of COVID-19 happened in Timor-Leste in March, the Timorese government decided to close the border and declare the state of emergency. So from March until June, the state of emergency lasted for 3 months. And now we just renewed like for another 30 days of extension. This time, like every activity, like at school, at work, economy, social, politics, everything is normal inside the country. But the only difference is that they are watching the border. During the state of emergency, it not only deployed the police to educate the citizens to follow some rules, and also the good practice of hygiene in business and non-essential business places, but also it worked with the school and other agency. And you can also see that these campaigns not just only prevalent on social media, but also like it was shared and disseminated in the urban center and also in the municipality, in the district, in the rural area, in different forms, in different languages. As you know that in Lili, people pretty much can speak Teton, but in the rural area, many people don't even know and don't even speak Teton. And so it's important like to share the information in different languages, depending on their cultural and linguistic context. The European Union, like many of its partners, they are working closely to monitor the progress of COVID-19. It's a little bit concerning because so far in the government, they are drafting a defamation law. And it also happened like, during the state of emergency times. It's very concerning that the politicians may use this law against the journalists and also some citizens who don't really share the perspective the same as the government. So I think we need to keep monitoring how this goes.